From Wendy's apartment in New York, it's the Wendy Williams Show at home. Now, here's Wendy.
Hi. You know what I was just doing? I was just talking to a friend on the phone. And, you know, phone is the exact thing we were talking about. How you doing? We were talking about area codes. And I didn't realize that it was such a big thing until I realized it's a big thing. Okay, here in New York, 212 is the pinnacle of royalty. After that, it goes to, I think, 917, 616. My friend was talking about, she got a phone call from 332. What the hell is that? Okay, apparently that's in New York. Now, I know the 718, that's a royalty number, kinda, sorta, but nothing beats 212. And I know people who moved to New York from like LA and refused to change the 301. Or is it 310?
310 is LA.
Right. They refuse to change that. So they come to New York, they keep the 310. My mom and dad and those people in Miami, they love that 305. That's royalty. In Jersey started out, like I grew up on first of all, I'm so tethered. I grew up on letters, ELQ 5678. If you're old enough to remember letters, then you're old. But then when we moved out of letters, we moved into 201. Okay, that's Central Jersey. Then 609 was South Jersey and 973 was North Jersey. Where do you stand in your royalty of area codes? Long Island, all I knows use for is 516. Somebody calls me from Long Island, they got a different area code. I'm like, who's this? I don't know that. Who are you? Who are you? And why are you calling me? Happy day. You know, Allie Wentworth, thank God, Allie's off the corona. She did her time, and now all of a sudden, my George Stephanopoulos, her lovely husband, host of my favorite Sunday show, he doesn't show symptoms. In the meantime, George is in the house. Allie descended the stairs.
Love them. She walked down the steps. She looks great. 16 days upstairs, quarantined.
I'm still trying to figure out the sweatpants. I've already told you all. I told you this before Corona. I have one pair of pink sweatpants, the originals from back in the 90s from Vic Seek. And I have a pair of Supreme sweatpants. But that's it. There will come a day when we do our broadcast and I don't wear when I don't wear something pretty, I wear something dusty and sweatpanty. But that looks dusty and I'm in here by myself with the cats. I can't even pass a mirror looking at me in some sweatpants. You know? Anna Wintour is now wearing sweatpants. This is where we're going with this conversation. Anna Wintour, the queen of fashion and the queen of my favorite hair of all time. Not now, but eventually. Norman, eventually. I want that wig for me. She does look really beautiful though, Norman. She doesn't like me. And I don't care. But, you know, I'm grown.
Yeah,
their business is our business. I don't care, Norman. She's a beautiful woman of a particular age.
Uh-huh.
And I love her hair.
She once said she would never wear sweatpants ever, but I guess times get tough.
Now, my friend Sandra Lee, people have been talking to her about our Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York. Sandra spoke to the New York Times, and when speaking to them, She said, you know, he'll always be her guy. They will always be family. That she'll always be there for Andrew until one of them dies.
Yeah.
That's big.
That is big. She said he's still her guy. That's how she said it.
I know stuff. I just can't look at the camera. I love them as a couple. And I need them to get back together. And we've talked about it, me and Sandy. That's all. That is all. That is all.
That's it?
Yes. Are we finished?
Yeah, we're finished. Next up, Beverly Hills Housewives.
Well, you know what? Garcelle is there, and Garcelle is cooking up a firestorm. She does not get along with, she gets along with one of the Hilton girls, not the other one.
She doesn't get along with Kyle.
Kyle, right. She and Kyle do not get along, but, you know, she's friends with Lisa Rinna. Who doesn't love Lisa Rinna? Remember, I was denying her even being a part of it, but Lisa Rinna has turned it around. They're fun
right.
They're fun to watch.
Lisa Rinna is almost the queen now. She's almost the queen of the entire situation.
No, well, now that the other one is out.
Who's out? Oh, Lisa Vanderpump's out.
Pump is out. Rinna is the queen.
Right.
Who rivals her?
No one.
Exactly.
But Garcelle says that, like, she said that her son found her vibrator.
Well, when is that a novelty?
Right. We should look at that clip.
Well, first of all, kids should stay out of their mom's area. Now let's watch.
As a single mom, my time is very limited. I have twin 11-year-old boys. They are rambunctious, they are smart, and I share them with their dad. It's busy. The sex life, not so busy.
We were talking about dating when you have kids.
Oh,
it's
right.
It's not easy.
Once one of my kids found my vibrator in my bed. And I said, oh my God. I was like, it's really great for your shoulder.
Okay, here's my thought. My thought is, okay, I said stay out of mom's area because I thought it might have been in a night table drawer, Norman.
Uh-huh.
It was, that vibrator serviced her so much, she fell asleep with it in the bed. And then the boy crawls in the bed to ask Mom, give us a kiss, we're going to school. And says, oops, what's this? Look, Garcelle, so far, so good. You and the Housewives, go on, girl. You know, you all, the hunger in New York is devastating. I mean, the hunger everywhere, all around the world, but particularly in my 212-917-646. I don't know about those other area codes. Okay, 718, I'll give you a bless, 516, but what else? But my thought, though, is people are starving in our city, and it's very, very sad. And I have been attached to an organization, unbeknownst to you, called City Harvest for many, many years. And they're having a special, if you're in New York, on Fox 5, 7 o'clock on Friday. And it'll be also broadcasting on My 9. And I want to shout out to Jeffrey Sakarian. Yeah. Very exotic.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking man. Anyway, he does good for the people. He lives in Buffalo, New York, and he's put together this whole thing featuring a lot of celebrities, and I happen to be a part. And, you know, City Harvest collects and gives out over, check this out, 100,000 pounds of food per day to New Yorkers. Norman, Right?
That's amazing. That's incredible.
I know, Norman. Food is like, it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. And a lot of you all ask me about my friends. I love Elvis Duran. Elvis, are you here?
Oh, I'm here.
Copy.
How are you, Wendy? I'm so glad you're back on. We missed you for a couple of weeks there.
Elvis, you asked me to come to your radio studio. I already said, I'm not sure because I think it's a tight space. And now I see you're not even there. Where are you?
I'm hidden. I'm hidden under my bed, and I have no pants on. Do you have any pants on?
I've got on a full-blown situation.
I am at our farm out of New Jersey. Isn't that funny? You moved from Jersey to the city. I moved from the city to New Jersey. I'm way out here. My husband Alex is hanging out. My dog Max, the Schnauzer, who you met at dinner one night, is here with me. And we're just keeping it safe. But we're working harder now than we did in the studio. Do you find it the same for you and your crew?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for all of us. So you're separated from everybody and you're at the farm. How's this Cornova hurting, though, Elvis? And I know you know stuff, the music industry.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. And then it's hurting as many industries as it can hurt. And the music industry is not unscathed. What are you drinking, honey? That looks delicious.
Ginger ale.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's early, Elvis.
You want to start with albums. You know, Gaga, her album was delayed. And Alicia Keys, even though her book came out, her album was delayed. And then you get to the concerts. You know, when you and the entire Wendy show was off, it wasn't just you off. It was a team of hundreds of people. So when it comes to concerts, it's the same thing. We're talking about a $9 billion hit in the concert industry because we're not going to have a concert for another year probably. We're talking about dancers and lighting people and musicians and everyone.
People who count on that. How's Justin Bieber doing? How are the biggies? Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, Beyonce. How are they doing?
They're doing fine, but it's all the people whose careers depend on them who are not doing fine. And but the good news is, you know, for instance, this weekend, Lady Gaga is going to be doing a huge concert. And she's got all the superstars like Paul McCartney and she's got the who's who of everyone showing up for this thing, and she's going to be raising a lot of money. So
I love all that hosting from the concert and raising money. I understand you're doing something from your farm.
Well, I'll be doing it here in this boring basement, but some of our favorite artists.
By the way, you could use some artwork or some color. Like, what is going on? Like, you were such a fancy guy.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. Look at Norman. Norman has beautiful artwork behind him. I had my favorite King Saladin painting behind me. They told me I couldn't have it up because of licensing problems, so I had to take it down.
Yeah.
But you have to start, like, everything behind me is already mine. You know, I did it myself. I got my black Betty Boop. She used to be white. I sprayed her black. They tell me she used to be black. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But
okay.
This is a view of my kitchen. That's over my shoulder. I'm sitting at the table. You are way more creative than a plain white wall.
Well, they made me take it all down just for you. I'll put it right back. I'll break the rules right now and put it right back up. King Saladin, look him up. He's a great artist.
You know so many people. You know I have an Elvis Duran original in my bedroom. I showed you that before.
Yes, you do.
Listen, all right, so what about Erykah Badu charging $2?
I would pay $2 to see Erykah Badu. Why does everyone have a problem with that? I would pay $3 to see her, maybe $4, you know? But some of these artists that are inviting us into their homes, I think it's awesome to be able to see your favorite artist performing in their living rooms. And if, for instance, Chris Martin from Coldplay was doing a song, and he stopped in the middle because he made a mistake and he started over. I love seeing that kind of stuff, unpolished, all real. Alicia Keys in her living room. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm in your living room right now. This is hot.
This is so fun, but not fun. You know, it's crazy, but reflective. of the lives we lived and what will happen going forward. Elvis, thank you so much for taking time. Tell Alex I said, how you doing?
Oh, he misses you. We didn't talk about my concert. I'm hosting from home. It's going to be a big thing next Friday night. Just follow me at Elvis Duran on Instagram, and I'll give you all the details. Okay, and Norman, I love you. I'm the president of the Norman fan club.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you too.
Shut up, Norman over there. Elvis, thank you for chiming in. I love you for being here, and be safe. Thank you.
It's good to have you back on the air again.
You know what, Norman? You are a fan favorite, and I'm here for it. Darling, we have a very special relationship with food. All right, let me move this over. And here, Boofy, you take this. And I will put, I don't know what you're eating, but it's time for Wendy, What's Good? Let's go. Okay. All right. June from Ohio says, celebrities have gone gray with quarantine. Puffy and Kevin Hart. Who's my favorite? My favorite happens to be who? You know it, David Alan Grier. He looks sexy. That's my Wendy What's Good on going gray. Number one. Number two, you all ask me about Betty Boop. Well, here's the thing. I'm just Black Wendy from Jersey, and raising my boy and whatnot, I had no idea Betty Boop was Black. All I knew is that when I purchased this statue, and she didn't have any of the tchotchkes on it. That's me, just laying stuff over there. She's all decored. But turns out, it's believed that Betty Boop was inspired by a Harlem jazz singer named Esther Jones. And she was Black. Well, I had no idea. I just got out my candy spelling spray gun and spray painted her brown. Because, in my house, I wanted my son to see reflections of his skin based on him growing up in Livingston, where there are very few of us, on the scene. If you understand what I'm saying, not prejudicial, just talking. Norman, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
This Betty Boop, but a lot of people think that my kitchen is horrifying, full of junk. I say to you, you've got no taste. This is not junk.
Personality.
This is my personality, exactly.
Right.
Like, I moved from a bigger space. I took all my stuff with me, and I had to put it someplace. I only live in an apartment now. Now let's talk about this food. All right, giddy up, giddy up. For me personally as Wendy, Henry from Detroit, because he said, I keep snacking all day. He asked me, what's my favorite quarantine food? Well, Henry, let me tell you something right now. You get a good old White Castle from the freezer. Sardines. Ooh, they work with pork and beans. They work with pizza. They work with pasta. They work when you just shimmy them into your mouth. As you can see, I love my strawberries. I love my Jolly Ranchers. There is nothing like an egg. A good old egg takes you all the way home, Norman. Citrus, whether it's grapefruit, lemon, or orange, I love it. I love my candy. Nothing like a Pop Rock. Pop Rocks are all that, all right? I love cherry tomatoes in the jar with a little olive oil around them. I love these. And who does not like a herring surrounded by, what do you call it? Sour cream and onions. Norman, do you like herring?
It's all right.
Okay, put them on a cracker. Get into it. Olives take me all the way home. my hot sauce, my blue cheese. Blue cheese works on everything. I'll make a burger, put blue cheese on it. As a matter of fact, these cardboard sausages that Boof bought, I'll probably put some blue cheese on them just to soften them up. Grapefruit, I love grapefruit. This grapefruit in the jar, I love it. And let me tell you something about canned food. I haven't eaten canned food since I was a little girl. But now we're back to canned food because who wants people touching your stuff? If you've noticed, nothing over here gets touched. And even when I do my baked potatoes, you saw me on the gram with the baked potato and the bacon. Yeah, I made all that myself. But I scrub my baked potatoes with soap and water. I scrub them all the way down. But who doesn't love sauerkraut? I open sauerkraut. I love the albacore tuna. And who does not love diced tomatoes, SpaghettiOs, and canned ravioli? The cans are saving my life. And on that note, I've got to go. I've hoped you enjoyed today's action. Thank you to all my guests. Up next, we've got an encore presentation of The Wendy Show featuring the lovely comic stylings of Billy Bush. Thank you.